Hi, my name is Anjani Segrist, and this is going to be a short video about your inner lover. In Shamanic Astrology, which is founded by Daniel Giamario and co-founded by Kaylin Castell, there is something called the inner other. I refer to this as my inner lover. And there's a whole piece on relationship material. So I recently wrote an article called 10 Steps to Embracing Your Inner Lover. Really good information at the bottom. There's a 10-step process to really getting in touch with your inner lover and creating a union within yourself. So that, when you relate to, for a woman, when you relate to a man, you're able to see him for who he is rather than through your own internal lens of what the masculine is. So in this video, I'm just going to cover briefly the relationship material from a shamanic astrology perspective and in the way that I have found it to be most useful. So in the article, I covered Venus and Mars. For a woman, Venus tells the type of goddess she is representing. So the form of the divine feminine that she is embodying in this lifetime. Mars, for a woman, describes the form of the masculine that she most desires to connect with. So this, in essence, is also her. So my Mars, which is in Pisces, it's my own internal masculine, my own inner masculine, but it's the way that I wish to connect with men. So, when I first meet somebody who I'm attracted to, I automatically am going to see them through my own inner masculine. So I'll automatically feel most attracted to the parts of them that remind me of me. So I'll see them as a healer, or I'll see the, the psychic, empathic, universally loving Piscean energy, which they may or may not be or have any of those traits, but that's what I'll notice first about them. And now, that still happens, but I'm able to recognize that those are my own inner masculine traits. And it still takes me a minute, I'm still learning, as we all are, about relationships and how to really be authentic and relate to each other in a real loving and embracing and accepting way. So for a man, we're going to look at, if you're a man, you look at your Mars, number one, to find out what form of the masculine that you are embodying. And my teachers call this the sword that you carry, the way that you embody the masculine or the God energy. Then to find out what you're most attracted to, let's say to find out your inner feminine, because sometimes we're like repulsed by our inner other as well. Like there's a whole different way that it can show up. So it's not just one way, but the Venus position on your chart would show your inner feminine. And the way this could show up is that you'll see women through that lens. So say if you have a Venus in Scorpio, for instance, this is the form of the feminine that is wild, untamed, passionate, intense. This reminds me of like exotic belly dancing and, getting deep and in deep emotional intensity. So you might think that women are, like crazy, because that's what I usually hear related to Scorpio, and men who have their Venus in Scorpio often refer to women as like, oh, she's so crazy, but it's that intensity and passion, and it's their own intensity and passion that they're seeing when they're relating to their woman or a woman in their life. But it's, we're learning, and so the way to kind of not correct, because I don't think there really is ever a correction for it. Like You will probably always be attracted to that form of the feminine, but to realize and own that that is you actually. And you know, maybe when you're around this particular woman, you might trigger that in her. Maybe she's doesn't have anything Scorpio on her chart, but you know, it could be you. So just starting to learn to feed that part of ourselves. So if your Venus is in Scorpio or whatever it is in, you know, we start to feed that archetype from the inside. So I'm going to go out and do more of the things that feed my Pisces archetype and keep it in balance with my inner feminine, which is an Aquarius. So this is what we call the sacred marriage, when you're bringing in your masculine archetype, bringing in your feminine archetype, and feeding them both, and having some relationship where these two are able to communicate. And you know, what I do personally is I get into a meditative state and I check in daily. I check in and I ask from the inside, like, what can I do to serve you today? Is there anything that I can do, you know, for my feminine? A lot of times my inner feminine, I feel, wants to wear crazy colors like this. I don't know what color this is, like melon colored jacket. And my inner masculine, the urge might say, or I might get the urge to go do, the thing I mostly find is doing some gardening or going hiking, looking at crystals, like that kind of stuff. So, you know, I'm feeding that from the inside now and no longer waiting for the outside men, the men in my life, to fit or to fill my, you might call it a void, or, you know, we talk about, I found my twin flame, or you complete me. That's the thing, like, you complete me. No, I'm actually complete already within myself because I am nurturing my inner lovers at the same time. So check the link below, read the article, let me know what you think, and thank you so much for watching this video, and I look forward to connecting and hearing more from you. Thank you so much.